some workers, this is the sound of money. Sometimes it's the sound of a cash register or the opening bell on Wall Street. But for small business owners, it's about establishing good relations with a neighborhood bank.
There you got 50, 100, 150, 200.
Although the battered U.S. economy is beginning to show signs of improvement, people are still losing their homes. Unemployment is still rising, and many banks are still reluctant to lend. President Obama says when credit is tight, small businesses suffer.
Our small businesses have been some of the hardest hit by this recession. From the middle of 2007 through the end of 2008, small businesses lost 2.4 million jobs.
The president wants to increase the cap on small business loans, and he's asking Congress to make billions of dollars previously allocated only to the big financial institutions available to community banks, typically banks with less than $1 billion in assets.
If these institutions put forth a plan to increase lending to small businesses, we will help them get the credit they need to do it at rates that are more affordable than the ones offered to our largest financial institutions.
Community banks are really going to be the drivers of the turnaround in this economy, and whatever support we can get from the government will be very, very helpful.
Dorothy Bridges is chief executive at City First Bank of D.C. She says it's a challenging time for banks and the businesses they serve. She believes the president's proposal will help level the playing field and allow smaller banks to reach more people.
We know the people in the community, we know the businesses, the Main Street kinds of moms and pops, independents that make up the beautiful fabric of our community.
And they also seem to have a pretty good sense of what people like to eat. Small businesses like Pizza here in Washington, D.C. are responsible for creating the bulk of all new jobs in the United States, about 65%. And when they need credit, more often than not, they'll turn to community banks for help.
When the three owners had little more than a dream of opening up a casual pizza restaurant, they found it challenging to get financing. Ultimately, they got a loan through City First Bank, a community development bank right in Washington. Today, business is booming.
But it's not only small businesses that benefit from community banks.
So this is it.
Sylvia Robinson is executive director of the nonprofit Emergence Community Arts Collective.
This is a place where people can come and learn social, get some social interaction, learn cultural arts, be educated by workshops, learn how to garden.
Sylvia's dream of turning this century-old building into a community center almost didn't happen. After she was rejected several times by larger banks, City First agreed to finance the purchase of the historic building for $850,000.
Without that loan, we would not have been able to keep this up. We were in pretty dire straits, trying to keep the building. It's a big building.
And you're saying the community would have been poorer for it, wouldn't it?
Absolutely.
Robinson believes small banks can play an important role in helping communities rebound. But critics say it will take more than a village to put the nation's financial house in order. Arcega, VOA News.
I've been there several times, so I can, really have a sense of, what it's like there. But as you're
Is this an idealized community? Is that what it is?